Hi guys, it's Kyle here from Trip Around the Multiverse. Just a little update. Sorry I haven't been any episodes lately. I've been kind of busy and forgot what I was doing, but we'll be back to normal as of next week. I'm going up to Newcastle with some stuff, but we'll be back to normal. So enjoy our kind of day late AEW All Out 2022 results review. Sorry, not results, and we'll catch you guys on Thursday. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the last minute rushed put together guy, Carl Charles, and
I'm okay. All right, I'm understanding now. And the man who sits with me, Daddy, CY Chung.
only reason why I said that, I'll get into
yeah.
And we'll be reviewing AEW All Out 2022. The reason why I said all that long stuff at the beginning, because this event felt to me like everything was just last minute, no build for most of this.
Yeah, I mean, the main event was put together. It was set, and then it was unset, and then it was set again. An odd way to get to where the destination was.
Yeah, with no need, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. All right. Did you watch the pre-show?
No.
0 hour.
No.
Okay. So I watched two matches on the pre-show, right?
Yeah.
The Bastard Pac with his All-Atlantic title versus Kip Sabian.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad actually. It was pretty good. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I would probably have preferred to have this on the main card.
I gotta say, that's weird to put this on the pre-show.
Mainly because I think Sabian is a bit like I haven't built him for anything, so it wasn't anything to get to at the main show. It was just a match, yeah. But then again, this next match, by the way, the Bastard Pac won, of course, right? And then Orange Cassidy comes out, and then Pac says, "No, you need to get to the back of the line. I already beaten you. We've done this multiple times. You need to just go away from me," right?
Makes sense.
And then he throws the mic on the floor, and Cassidy just does that, like, you know, the
shrug.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And then you had Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston. And this was really good actually. I enjoyed this. Basically, they were just slopping. They were chopping and slapping each other.
Yeah.
That's basically what they were doing, right? And then they threw a couple of moves, and then they were just back to try. I'll beat you and you beat me until one of us can't stand up.
Oh wow! And they decided to do this on the pre-show.
Yeah. You know how Eddie Kingston's style is like brawler.
Yeah.
And Ishii, Japan, you know, I was gonna say strong style, but you know, they're just basically strikers and hard hitter, like the Stone Pitbull, anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and the crowd were with it, you know. Eddie Kingston won, but you know, like when they're hitting this, they built to the moves, right, and they kind of high impact. You're like, ooh. You know, maybe that one will get the pin, or maybe that one will get the pin. It kind of, you know, high angle suplexes and stuff. And you're like, oof, yeah, man. But yeah, it wasn't on the show. It wasn't on the main show. I think you should watch it if you get a chance.
Yeah, I want to watch it because, like, I think what kind of put me off, not put me off, what felt kind of like a slap in the face. Yeah. Bring Ishii over and put him on the pre-card.
Yeah, but I think because he was on New Japan Strong.
Yeah, even so, it was like.
But then he also had a match with Eddie Kingston there, and he beat Eddie Kingston. So I think they were like, maybe people know that when they get a rematch, he's just going to win on AEW TV. That's it. I don't know, you know, I mean, I don't want to say I'm not bothered, but at the same time, the match is good. The match is good, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's just like you bring in Ishii and put him on a pre-show. That's like, it doesn't sound really weird. That's like, who can I say the WWE equivalent of that is? All right. For example, that's like getting Edge.
Yeah.
And you put him on the Money in the Bank pre-show. Like,
yeah. All right. Onto the main meat of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What's in that? It was about 4 hours long, but
yeah,
I don't think it felt too long.
It felt too long.
No. The Casino Ladder match, where you had Rey Fenix, Wheeler Yuta, Cesaro, Roosh. Roosh decided Rush, decided to lay the battle of Innitrix so long that it seemed like Wheeler Yuta was climbing the ladder, and then he had to get knocked off by Ray Phoenix, so Rush and then they did the same spot again, so Rush could go and knock him over because Rush was taking so long, taking his mask off, taking his clothes off, taking everything but his trunks off. Like, people just, oh man.
Hurry up.
Yeah, and then Andrade El Idolio. I'll never say his name right for some reason because
Andrade El Idolo.
Claudio Castagnoli, Dante Martin, and Penta El Zero de Megro.
Yeah,
I don't know these Mexican names. I don't know the exact. I'll just call him Penta, right? That might just leave you. And I thought it was decent. It was building up to be pretty good, right? And then everyone just these jabronis just rushed the ring and beat up everyone in it, and then pull down the chip. The people that aren't involved pull down the chip, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Joker, who is not the Joker, right? But the wild-card Joker, around the guy in the match that is not assigned to whatever, right? Not pre-announced. Basically, they just kneel down and hand the chip to him, and then he goes to, this is genius. He goes to take off his mask, right? He tips his head down, he reaches for his chin, and then he just puts tilts his head back up and goes, nah, and I was like, oh, this is great. By the way, I got spoiled who it was beforehand, and then it went. By the way, I was like, this man right here.
Even though it's kind of obvious. Now it's kind of obvious.
Yeah. So every time I was watching, I was watching it with the idea of knowing who it was.
Yeah.
Which should we spoil or?
We can spoil it. Nah, we'll wait.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I thought good stuff was happening, high flying and whatnot, and then it just kind of. I don't know what that ending was about.
It's pointless. I remember when Carmella won the first women's Money in the Bank.
You mean James Ellsworth?
And people moaned about that. People should moan about this because it's technically the exact same thing. People not involved in the match.
Yeah.
And
the Joker didn't take the chip. It's different if not that it'd be great either, but if everyone got beat up and then the Joker walked down, basically just
himself.
Yeah,
that made more sense.
They parted the ways for him and stuff like that. And kneel down before him as he goes and gets it.
Yeah,
because technically speaking, I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah,
the guy who took the chip down.
Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah. He should have. He should have the title shot, really, right? Right.
Yeah.
Even though he's not in the match, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just. Yeah. And then it just made this ladder match really pointless.
Yeah.
But then it kind of made sense why everyone kind of got their spots in quickly, and then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. That's what it's like. It was. I wouldn't say it was a spot fest, but they did a lot of stuff where I was like, but knowing how this ends, you shouldn't have done that because you're putting too much effort for a throwaway. Yeah, exactly. Because this match means not to say slack off or anything like that. Yeah, but you could have went half pace or half full pelt and still have been all right because of the amount of stuff that it's just the way that it came, like the whole thing. People remember the ending most of the time. Yeah, more than anything, unless it's something crazy like a Canadian destroyer on a ladder. Yeah, while you're propped up on the apron. That sort of craziness. I thought that ladder might have crumbled by the time Andrade started the launch. Yeah, it was. It was kind of... So good until the end, right? Yeah.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't recommend watching this. It's not worth it.
Like that particular match, yeah?
Yeah, it's not worth it. Trios ladder match. I love ladder matches, but this was not worth it.
Trios titles. The Elite, which is the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page and the Dark Order, which would be
Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
Yeah. And I actually, I really like this match.
It's really good.
The problem is after this match, it kind of the peak of this match, and then I think the rest of everything in between. everything sandwiched in between this and the tag title match kind of like was not as good.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think that's because of this match. Like it made everything think, yeah, okay, you're gonna go at this and this. If this is the second match on the card, following a spot fest before, you know. But yeah, everyone else kind of not necessarily set up to fail, but more like your expectations were set too high by that point.
Yeah.
But great stuff here. Like I expected the Elite to win. Not to say I was a foregone conclusion, but in my head I was like 9% it's going to be there, 99% even, right?
Yeah. Like 2% botch that if he's gonna lose.
No. But everything the Dark Order did with Hangman, the Dark Order did, right? When they were getting their hope spots and everything like that, I bought it. I was like, ooh, like you know, like is he gonna kick out? I mean, he's going to kick out, right?
Yeah.
You know, you have that question mark at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like the spot where it was the Dark Order and one of the Bucks were knocked out, right? And then Kenny and Hangman were staring at each other like, going to fight. The referee is like, no, you have to go to your corner. You have to go to your corner. So they grab their tag partners, pull them to the corner of the tag.
That was dope. I like that bit as well.
Yeah. And, there's really good stuff here where everyone's got their time to shine. And even though I didn't know like John Silver and Alex Reynolds, I was like, these guys actually. I thought one of them was going to be taking a pin, but every time they did something to make themselves think, make me think they were going to win, I was like, I could have bought it, you know.
Yeah, they're really good. I enjoyed them.
I did like the ending as well, where there was that one spot actually where I think John Silver taken a beating, and I think Omega was going to One Wing Angel, and he rolled through to the pin, and I was like, wow, that nearly got him.
There was another good bit where can't remember what the exact setup was, but Hangman got hit with a buckshot lariat by Nick Jackson.
Yeah.
And I was like, haha, he does it better than CM Punk.
Yeah.
Still can't believe it.
Yeah, and there was that quadruple super kick spot as well, where I think there was a couple of super kicks, and then they just all went and bounced off the ropes and hit the super kick each other.
Yeah, and it just fell down. I think this was like probably one of the best matches of the night. Actually, it was the best match of the night.
Yeah, it was. I agree with that. And I like the ending where John Silver, and he's a smaller squat guy, he held Kenny Omega for the buckshot lariat, and Hammond did it. Kenny broke away.
Yeah.
And all right, now you know. Okay, he turned his head slightly, John Silver.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's because obviously he can't see over Kenny's shoulder or something. That's where his height is. So when he took the lariat, and usually it goes across your chest or neck area, whatever, his like Hammer's elbow like smashed into his head. Yeah. I thought that made it look better.
Yeah, it did.
Like he has got an accident, but really clipped him as well. Like clipped him with not across the chest or anything, but smacked elbow right against your head.
Yeah.
And then even though Hangman's still in the ring, one of the Bucks grabbed Hangman while Omega pinned Silver. Yeah. I was like, oh. Yeah, a good way to end it where it was like a super non-definitive win, even though it was a win.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted to, they could have had Silver kick out and then Omega get him. But I was like, nah, it was better this way.
Yeah, because then it kind of like one of the good things AEW is doing at the moment, like when it comes to like character work, is like the story of Hangman Page. Because like he's like me personally, during the course of like AEW, he's doing characters that have had like involvement and stuff.
Yeah, he stopped the Dark Order beating on Matt Jackson's bad back at the beginning. Yeah. And then later kind of, you know, it got competitive. It was like, yes, Dark Order don't care about the Elite, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to win the titles.
Yeah.
So the only friendship is like Hangman and the Bucks, because him and Omega don't have beef as well.
Yeah, and I liked how they played up as well. Like, so like Hangman costed them the win. It's kind of going to bring him more to his story. Like now he's going to feel like he's let his friends down and he may go back to... so he's only... That's what I thought, that's really good.
Yeah. He's going to go... he's going to go nomad. He's going to be like... I should go nomad, but he's going to go to the caves, the trade, and all, you know, and then come back even better than ever. You know how it is when Bane broke Batman's back and then he came back.
Or he might go the other route and become an alcoholic again. You know there's so many possibilities. I was like, this is.
Yeah, really could go Asbury, or he could come back as Bruce Wayne. You never know.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, man, I like that match. And I even liked at the end, and it kind of cemented it for me as well. When Kenny goes to the camera, hey, cameraman, don't you effing go nowhere. All you boys in the back try and beat that. And they didn't.
I also liked how when Michael Nozawa and what's the other guy?
Don Callis.
Yeah, no,
Brian Cutler. Brandon Cutler, sorry, Brandon. Cutler.
They didn't interfere.
No.
I mean, they got hit with stuff, right? But they didn't really interfere.
No.
It was just more about everyone in the ring. And Don Callis saying some stuff, but Don Callis being the heel, right? And then, I was like, oh, Callis, I mean, you're making people sound bad when they're good. Yeah. You're making the good people sound bad.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's great.
Okay, the TBS.
I'll say, go out and watch this match.
TBS title match. Jade Cargill, champion versus Athena. I actually like this match. Right, it was quick and inoffensive. That's what. I didn't have a problem with it. It moved at a decent pace. I actually thought it was longer than 4 minutes for some reason, because maybe a lot of stuff happened, but it wasn't like it rushed through. But I probably prefer to see Jade Cargill in shorter matches like this than longer matches. However, she did beat Athena, who was a bit more high ranked than her in our minds, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I would agree with.
And go on.
Well, you say your bit. I'll go. It's fine.
I would say, and now Athena is calling her top rope stunner move the O-face again.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I know they had to change it in WWE to a PG name.
Yeah.
Even
the Eclipse to me sounds better, but
but the Eclipse sounds better with Ember Moon, whereas Athena, I mean, the Eclipse would still sound better because the name of this move doesn't make sense.
No.
With nothing to do with her character, unless you're gonna. If she had a certain gimmick, right? Let's just say she was like one of the beautiful people, yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, but. Anyways, what do you think of the match?
Like you said, like the Athena thing. I thought it was a good match. There's a bit of clunkiness to it. Well, a lot of clunkiness to it.
Well, yeah.
On Jay's behalf and stuff.
Yeah.
But she's still learning, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's just that you built this match for so long.
Yeah.
And then it's a 4-minute match. That's my only problem.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. To be fair, I mean, in all honesty, they probably should have someone lower tier than Athena in their female ranks to take the loss.
Yeah,
especially that quickly.
But even like 2 more minutes longer, I think I would have preferred it. But just.
Well, yeah, if she had that hope thought where she was beating up all the girls, all the other girls in the what's it called, Kira Hogan and the other lady
and Layla Gray.
Yeah, and then she got done. Yeah, I mean, they'd still make it's kind of a distraction. I know she kind of got distracted here, but at least then she had to fight off everyone for a little bit, and I don't know, that seemed like TV booking, not pay-per-view booking. However, this was 4 minutes long, so kind of
TV booking. Yeah. I did like the end, like when she went to go for that springboard crossbody again, and Jade caught with the pump kick, and then Jade did. I like that whole finish, but it could have been a bit longer.
Yeah, Jade coming out dressed as She-Hulk.
No, you can't call her that. For legal reasons. She's come out green because she's made of money.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. I guess.
Okay.
I guess, because you're technically owned by Warner Brothers, so you can't really mention Marvel and Disney, so I guess. Sure.
Next match. FTR. Forever the Revival. No, they're not called that, right? FTR was just
Forever the Revival. Yeah.
No, but they're not because they're not the Revival, right?
No.
And Wardlow.
Yeah. The new Pinnacle, what they're called themselves. Yeah.
The IWTV and AAA tag champs.
And
Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah.
Versus Wardlow, who's the TNT champion, versus JD from the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yes.
I liked some of this match, but I didn't like. Okay, first of all, I like the Guns, right?
Yeah.
But they came in here as pest heels, where they should have just come in as competitive baby faces, because then you could have set up FTR versus the Guns, and even if you wanted to, depending, right? I mean, if they came in as baby faces, later you could have because they're teaming with Kushida and Impact, so you could have had them, versus the Elite for the trios titles at some point. They team with Jay Lethal here, who's a heel, right? And I was like, right, fair enough. But I thought the story through the match was Jay Lethal getting more and more heel, and the Guns would be like, nah, we're just going to leave you get beat up after a bit, because I know we're friends and you're backing you up, but you are really a dick.
Yeah.
That's not what they told, though. The Guns came up with kind of pesty heel kind of characters, which, not to say they weren't to be taken seriously, but they were less about having a fair scrap, if you know what I mean. A bit more about showboating and, being slightly kind of obnoxious.
To me, though, that's the best version of Motor Machine Guns.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a one-off,
yeah, it probably is. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, but if it was a one-off, I'd probably prefer them to have the best showing they possibly could. The booking though dictated everything logically was booked the way the storyline was going. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was great. I kind of expected more, but yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Would you have enjoyed it more if it was just the Guns versus FTR?
Nah.
Oh really? Okay, fair enough. Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know.
All right. I think I would have enjoyed it more. Not necessarily. I'm not saying just them in the match. I'm saying, if you just let these two tag teams have a tag title match,
Yeah. I don't know. I just preferred. I have no idea why. I just preferred this random, very random. Well, it's not random because they got history together, but no, I preferred it, even though it felt random for like them just bringing the machine guns in for no reason, just for this one-off match. But sure, whatever.
But finishes Wardlow with his power bomb. So the Guns disappear.
Yeah.
No, they didn't leave him like our thing, but they kind of like
brawl on the outside with like FTR or whatever. And
basically Wardlow just powerbombed Jay Lethal several times.
Yeah.
Because that's his finish, the powerbomb symphony.
Yeah.
Which is I guess he powerbombs you depending on how many times he wants to powerbomb you.
Yeah.
There's no exact number.
So it could be between 3 and 12. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure one time he's powerbombed someone like 14 times.
Well, that's MJF, right?
Nah, was it 14 times? I can't remember now.
Well, did he get more? He definitely got more than 10.
Yeah, because I know on the road to his beef with his fight with MJF, he powerbombed someone like 10, 14 times. I was like, wow, that's just murdering someone. Why would you do that? Leave the guy.
And then I think so. The heels roll. So then Jay Lethal comes out. Wait, so Stunji Dutt when he came out with the Guns and Jay Lethal and Ranjin Singh.
Satnam Singh.
Sorry, what? Who's Ranjin Singh?
I have no idea.
Okay, maybe it's great. Who's Great Khali's manager back in the day?
What was he?
Did Ranjin Singh, right?
You might be right.
Maybe I'm okay. Anyways, he came out with a t-shirt mocking one of the Revival's daughters, little 8-year-old.
Dax's daughter, because she was born with a hole in her heart. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. See, I don't like that stuff when you just kind of, it's like, as a company, you shouldn't be yes, there's levels to certain things, right? Really, that's kind of sinking low kind of heel heat.
Yeah, because she's fine. She's had like all surgery and stuff, and she's fine. So they said she's completely fine. So stuff like that, I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
It's a feel good story in the end because she's fine now.
So
if she was dying and they did this, but that's not cool.
So Sanjay and the other guy come out. Yeah. Then Samoa Joe comes out to beat up with his TV title after he's finished filming Twisted Metal. Yeah. Anyways, they run off. Sanjay Dutt somehow runs in the ring. He begs off, right? And then he rolls in the ring, and then he rolls into FTR and Wardlow. He gets done, and Harwood's daughter pins her. So she takes a pencil
Snaps
off her. Yeah, snaps it. I was like, oh, girl, I do hope you snap it because it'd be really bad if you couldn't snap the pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess if she didn't snap the pencil, the backup was just to throw away because, Sanji you still have to sell it the way he sold it, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets that she pins him 1, 2, 3. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
I think Cash clotheslines him and then she pins him. Yeah.
Yeah, the foot on the chest, Jericho old school pin. Jericho, come on, baby, pin.
I really I don't know, that was a real heartwarming moment. It's like, oh, bless her.
Yeah.
Good on her. Good on these guys. And
well, no, because it must be like, good on Sanji Dutt for taking the pin and stuff like that. It's just like... It
was overall like a good little nice thing that everyone did for a little kid. Like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
But one thing happened in this match at the end, which made no sense to me. Samoa Joe comes out and he hit Satnam Singh with the TV title.
Yeah.
And between that and getting in the ring, he was bleeding.
Okay, so my logic, I know they cut away, but this is my logic, right?
Yeah.
When he hit Satnam Singh and Satnam Singh doubled over, and Joe was still coming towards him, maybe that's when it got the headbutt.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm applying it after the fact, though.
Yeah, that could make sense.
But the shoulder hit Joe. That's the only thing that I can imagine.
Yeah. Did he somehow throw the belt up in his own head and the guy something?
Or maybe he was trying to get the camera on him.
Yeah.
So you thought, I might as well cut myself, and no.
Or unless he turned around and hit the camera. There's so many weird things. Like, wow, that was.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't strike me as the type of guy who deliberately upend everything just to have the thing on him.
No, something random must have happened from the
beginning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
I liked it.
Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks. Oh, I didn't mind this match. No. There was like, okay, we're team tags and we're fighting each other. I was like, okay, I'm not, whatever. And then Powerhouse Hobbs in this promo saying, yeah, but I never respected you anyways. I was always part of team tags for my own goals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I thought it actually ended quite suddenly.
Yeah, I thought it went a bit longer, but no. Especially because Ricky Starks came out in some new his new ring gear and everything. I'm like, okay, cool, this might go on a bit longer, but then Powerhouse overpowered him.
Yeah. There's some matches that are surprisingly short on this card, and then like I said, some matches on the some matches. Okay, there's a later match which is really short, but I was like, it made logical sense, right? But some of these matches could have done. I know they had build, right? But Athena versus Jade Cargill probably could have went on the pre-show. Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks, I know are building for the bigger feud, but if it's going to be this short, you might as well just, I don't know, maybe give them more a TV main event or something like that.
Yeah, same, yeah. Especially if it's going to be a short. If it's been more than 10 minutes, I'll be alright with it. But 5 minutes, and you've had quite a long build to this as well, so it's a bit.
Yeah. Or if for example, there was an ambush pre to the match and stuff like that, whatever, you give a reason why you're short.
They kind of did hint into it. There was 2 nights ago on Rampage, he had a violent battle with QT Marshall. So
yeah, well, here's the thing in wrestling, by the way. Sometimes you can recover the day before, you have a whatever match.
Yeah.
And then the next match, say in a pay-per-view, you have another, you can still be fully powered.
Yeah.
Just like in martial arts films where when you fight everyone, suddenly your power bar goes back to the top.
Yeah. Especially for that last boss, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, because when he kept mentioning that when he walked into the ring, I was like, oh, this ain't going to be long, is it? And then Hobbs won with his awesome spine buster. I was like,
yeah. I mean, would you prefer if Starks came out first and then as he's, doing hyping up the crowd for his entrance, and Hobbs just ambush him and then beat him up and then then they go through the match and then it goes quickly?
I don't know, trying to think. Maybe.
I'm just saying for the length of
it would make more sense for this match to be that short, yeah.
Okay, all right. The tag titles, Swerve.
Sorry. Quickly going back. But apparently, I think Ricky Starks might be the last match in AEW, so maybe that's why.
But then, wouldn't I know, fair enough, he going out and like get with the pin, but
yeah,
wouldn't you just let him have a bit of more of a show? I don't know. I guess it depends on how.
Yeah.
But this was built like as something, so.
Yeah, so that's why I don't know, it was weird.
All right.
Yeah.
Swerve and Our Glory, Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus The Acclaimed. The Acclaimed coming out with our boy Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Who came out dancing with them. These guys are a bunch of jokers with their what's it called? The scissor hand.
The antics, yeah. Little gesture.
And then they get like, "Oh, scissor me daddy" is what people are chanting. I was like, you are a bunch of jokers. How you get people to like? And Billy Gunn then dancing in tune with it. Or like,
yeah.
And then like the guys at the beginning, Swerve Strickland, I think it was Bowen. He's in a headlock or something on the ground, like a reverse shinlock around, and they're chatting, and he's like looking at them, like really annoyed, like the crowd, not super annoyed, but just like, what's going on? What is this, man?
Yeah.
Which should make it like even more sense. Because it's just like, okay, no one came in as heels, right? But Swerve and Our Glory kind of got turned heel during the match.
Yeah.
Because the Acclaimed. They got worked on, and they became one guy got worked on on the knees, yeah.
Yeah, Bowen. Yeah.
And he became the underdog, and then he started cheering, and then I think that's when Swerve and Our Glory started becoming more aggressive.
Yeah.
So it was
especially like Swerve, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so it wasn't like they were heels to be healing, but they were just the baby faces that had the advantage and started being a bit more. Like, well, I'm going to have to cripple him to win the match.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that, I really like this match. That was really good.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Some of the Keith Lee pounces, I like the way they worked. So they worked Bowen's knee, right? And there were some spots that happened because of his bad knee collapsing underneath him.
Yeah.
Which made it even better, because you're like, all right. Who normally wouldn't have done whatever, right? But because he's just kind of so Keith Lee hit a pounce on his own tag partner because he threw Bowens to the rope, but Bowens just basically came back and then he fell over his knee.
Yeah.
And then Swerve Strickland got pounced.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. But there were some nasty ones where Swerve Strickland had Bowens in the half Boston Crab, and Max Caster did the missile drop kick.
Oh yeah.
Swerve went sideways.
Yeah. Right?
And he's still holding that Boston Crab on the way down.
Yeah, so you did hurt him.
Yeah. Oh no, it looked like it. It looked horrible. I was like, oh man, that doesn't look like it could have proper wrenched his knee there.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he kind of didn't have any other direction to go because Max Caster had to land some way. Unless he lets go and rolls out, he could have just let go first and then took the bump,
Yeah, good old. Well.
Yeah. But good near falls. These guys, they built it out of nothing. Well, okay, they had the promo beforehand, right? But this match wasn't like a death feud or anything like that. They were just like, well, we don't like you, you don't like us, yeah? Let's go for it. I think rock speaks scissors, right?
Basically, yeah.
It was Bones actually did really good for a guy who was on one knee, where he could do stuff and then sometimes he wouldn't be able to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did a running running knee on one of the guys who was sitting down.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's going to damage your knee more, right?
It's full of glory. Yeah.
But yeah, very, very good selling there. Obviously got the crowd sympathy behind him, so all the crowd was invested in it. He tried to do for some reason it looked like he tried to do a Hurricane Rana on Keith Lee. Yeah. I was like, probably what? But then Keith Lee just basically grabbed him and pulled him up, and I was like, oh, he's going to give him the Spirit Bomb. Yeah, but then Swerve Strickland comes in and stomps him as well. I'm like, woof.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a stomp off the powerbomb shoulder thing, and
can't really call that.
Yeah, and I mean, either team would have won. If either team won,
I'd be happy either way.
Yeah, it just the Acclaim kind of was more. I was like, because you boys are set up to be the underdogs. You guys winning it would have been better. However, they they're the aggressors as well, and they have so much of an advantage that Swerve and Glory kind of winning. It makes most logical sense.
Yeah, it made logical sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did like how Max Caster gave Keith Lee the attitude adjustment.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. That's John Cena's move. Because John Cena likes the Acclaimed.
Yeah, and they set up the moment because he tried to. I was watching Keith Lee and I was thinking, how are you gonna base like, can this guy do it? But I think he was basing it with his other hand because they're always facing the hard cam.
Yeah. Like it was,
so Billy Gunn gets in the ring afterwards, and then the crowd's like booing Swerve and Our Glory.
Yeah.
For nothing, right? But not nothing, right? But just be like, from the beginning of the match to the end, they became the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
And then Billy was looking at the crowd, you know how like you like, all right, he's like, give some respect, and he's like, Keith Lee put the scissor out, and Billy Gunn went to did the scissor, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think they were expecting the crowds to be like, cheer for, like, not cheer for it, but just be like, okay, it's respect, right? It's respect.
Yeah.
But they were so into the Acclaim. They were like, no, we're still gonna boo Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Because even I think the original plan, if you look at it as well, that the Acclaim was going to do the scissors, but because of the reaction, I think that's why he didn't do it.
Yeah. I think it seemed like to me, they set up like so Keith Lee so they could get the cheers back again, like for the respect. But I was like, ooh, they didn't quite get the ending they wanted. But that's not, I think that's because though of how good the match was and how they built it through the entire thing, that the killing just was like super babyface.
Yeah, because it was really weird. And then it kind of also they kind of set up the seeds for more dissension between Swerve and Our Glory.
Yeah. But second match of the night, would you say?
Yeah, second match of the night. Yeah.
All right, interim women's title match. Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
The interim championship.
Yeah.
Interim.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't follow the tag titles match. Yeah. It was all right. Oh, look, when I say it's fully competent and all that stuff, right? I don't mean that as a detriment. It just is after that tag match, they had to basically an uphill battle. Yeah,
basically. Yeah, anyone after that would have that.
Yeah, unless you had like a gimmick match afterwards, like a brawl, a hardcore brawl or something like that, that you can rely on to get the crowd invested in a different way.
Yeah.
But everything was, unfortunately, everything was fine.
Yeah.
But when you compare it with the match before, it's just like, even if the fine is just not going to be good enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unfortunately. I mean, Hikaru Shida came back. She got beat up and she came back with kendo sticks, and I don't think she got a reaction, but it's just like, and she's beating up people. But it's like you got a more major reaction if the crowd wasn't, dipping at that. Not dipping necessarily, but coming off the previous match.
Yeah.
Toni Storm winning the title.
What
do you think about that?
I don't know. Because it's interim, to me, I couldn't get excited or anything for it. I'm like, oh, okay. She's just technically... I'm sort of champ until champ comes back and we unify these titles.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I might give this match a rewatch outside of the context of the previous match, just to clean myself up.
Like, I think I didn't like the finish for me was a bit meh. Because like she hit, so Toni Storm hits think it's who did she hit with the power driver? The Storm Zero power driver.
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, she hits Jamie Hayter with that. And then someone interferes, if I remember correctly.
Britt Baker tries to take the 2 count.
Yeah. And then she gets up, gives Britt a spinning a tornado DDT, and then gives Jamie Hayter a spinning DDT, and then wins. I was like, oh, okay. So is that your finish now? I don't know. The power driver is more of a deadlier move, but alright, sure.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if she power drive her and then DDT her, both of them are hitting the head.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's technical wrestling right there, right?
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. It just felt like that move. It just felt underwhelming. That move. Like, oh, okay, and then she wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think just because it wasn't for a real title. That sounds really bad. For a real title, I'm not really bothered about it.
All right. Well, I'll watch it again. Are you going to watch it again?
Yeah, I'll watch it again just to see if it changed my mind.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Hayter's in it, and I love Jamie Hayter. He's like the best.
All right. Okay, so we get to Jungle Boy Luke Perry, sorry.
Jack Perry. Luke Perry.
Jack Perry. Yeah. Versus Christian Cage. And I was like, the promo about before this and everything like that, I was like, wow, Christian, you are a slimy bastard.
Yeah, he's the best.
I could hate you at the same time. I know you like cut your promos to the level where it's not so disgusting to a way.
Yeah.
It's just like it's about him rather than Anyways, so Christian Cage comes out and he walks over to Jack Perry's mum, and somehow she's got her slap. The power of her slap, by the way, wipes out Christian's life bar.
Yeah.
Well, it puts him on one life point, so he just basically walks to the ring, and then the rest of it happens. This is in my head canon, anyways. Jack Perry's mum's slap is just so potent.
Yeah, it's got lasting effects.
Yeah. So Jungle Boy comes out, and then he's basically like, Luchasaurus going to attack me from somewhere, right? I know it. And he gets ambushed from the other tunnel.
I think he didn't expect that, because I think at this point as well, because I've been.
Oh, was he looking in the crowd? Okay, so the way I was interpreting it, you know how like they come out and they hype up the crowd?
Yeah.
I was interpreting maybe he's looking for Luchasaurus.
No, because I know at this point, before this point, him and Luchasaurus was on the same page, and then this happened.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I mean, Luchasaurus aligned with Christian Cage.
Yeah, literally that. Well, again, properly that night, because
yeah.
First he was aligned, and then Jungle Boy came back, and then Luchasaurus was like, no, Jungle Boy's my friend, let's be friends. So he stayed with Jungle Boy. Yeah. And then something happened, and Luchasaurus headbutted a security guard, or someone at high up in management, so he got suspended for that. And then this is when the first time he come back, and then he done what he did.
Choke slams Jungle Boy onto one of the metal grids.
Yeah.
Like on the stage, and I was like, oof. I mean, good on you for taking it, but at the same time, you shouldn't be taking a lot of those in your lifetime. He beats up Jungle Boy, powerbombs him through a table.
Yeah.
Then rolls him in the ring, and then Aubrey Edwards is asking, the referee is asking Jungle Boy if he wants to have the match. And of course, as people do, he's like, yeah, ring the damn bell, like Sable did way back in the day.
Yeah.
Takes a spear.
Damn.
Yeah. Takes a bit of spear from Christian. He then gloats and he gets a 2 count. And then he's like, well, all right, kill switch time. And then he makes sure he angles his kill switch direction at Jack Perry's mum and blows a kiss to her. And then executes the kill switch. And then he pins him 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe Jack Perry they should have had Jack Perry drop down from the kill switch to do into a schoolboy, right? Get almost like a sneak pin, right? And then Christian beat him up again. Like, you need to give a second, like a little tiny hope spot where there was something. But then didn't need it. He got beat up way before the match even started, anyways.
Yeah, he got mutilated.
Yeah. So that okay, this made a lot of sense. The Christian fears Jack Perry's mum.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So moving on there. Jericho versus Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
Bryan Danielson coming out with his ring gear that's white but got blood all over, blood splatter all over it. And I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Jericho coming out as Lionheart.
Yeah. Which was cool.
Regal on commentary, trying to make sense. Not trying to. Okay, of course everything makes sense, right? But they were asking him questions. Like Bryan Danielson was gonna, he had Jericho down, and then instead of like elbowing or slapping him across the floor and everything like that, he smirks and lets him up, and then they're like, Regal, is this a good decision? Is it a good decision for Bryan Danielson to let Chris Jericho up like that? And he goes, well, actually, it's not. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fair enough. He's your pro, like you're managing the team. But if the team makes stupid decisions, you're gonna call them out on it. makes exact perfect sense as per your character. I like this match though. It was like mat-based, kind of wrestling-based strikes and stuff like that. Not so, and it was kind of old school Jericho doing stuff that he kind of not usually kept on doing. Yeah. And then obviously you couldn't take the beat. It was actually really good until I don't want to say until the end, but it was like at this point Jericho at the very last minute of the match, he's like, "F this, I'm going back to the La Champion, Chris Jericho." You know,
sports entertainment.
Yeah. He runs towards the ref. Like Brandon Nelson has him in a waist lock. Jericho kind of runs towards the referee, Aubrey Edwards, and she kind of ducks in the corner, and then Jericho does a low blow. And Brian stumbles back, and I think that it was a decent looking Judas effect because he did it, and he also stumbled back on Brian's legs as well. So it looked like you know when you follow through the contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Brian Danielson, even though I would like him to win more often. That gives his matches more that feeling where it's 50-50. He doesn't need to win all the time.
No.
But as long as but he's violent. You beat him, it's a fight.
Yeah. I was alright, but yeah, it was a good 23-minute long match. Yeah. Didn't feel that long until
exactly. It moved pretty quickly, and it was it started like with grappling and stuff like that. So they knew how to set the pace.
Yeah. And Jericho did well for someone of his age. Jericho always does well.
But he relied more on ring work and less on ring character in this match.
Yeah.
Which is good to see because it's like, at this point, they could, not necessarily he could coast, but he could showboat a lot to eat up time.
Yeah, he could, but he doesn't.
Yeah. All right, House of Black. This is Buddy Murphy, Malachi Black, and
Brody Lee.
Brody. No, not Brody.
Brody
Lee.
King. Sorry, Brody King. King.
Versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Miro, the Redeemer Miro. Who, when Miro came out, went into the ring with all of the House of Black, and I was like, that's not a smart move whatsoever. No. We also did not get our Darby Allin suicide video.
No, yeah. Maybe they said to him, you need to calm this down now.
Yeah, it's like a good couple of pay-per-views now where we haven't had this montage of him kind of like living through explosions and stuff like as though he's Vin Diesel in a Fast and Furious film.
Yeah. What's that about that?
Yeah. But I thought this match was not bad. Yeah. I liked there was a spot where Sting had Malachi Black in the Scorpion Deathlock.
Yeah.
And he took a good couple of punches and kicks and like not necessarily hulked up, but just be like, go on, give it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, he just held it. You're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sting is immortal.
Yeah. And Sting with the black mist at the end.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Sting with the black mist and Darby Allin's. I thought he was going to do Scorpion Deathlock himself actually, but did it like a cross roll up pin on the legs called the Last
Supper. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It'd have been neater maybe if he did the Scorpion and got a tap out from it.
No, for me, like that ending kind of spoiled the match for me. I was like, oh, just the ending.
Because he came in out of nowhere, right? It was like Sting's looking at Malachi Black, does the mist, Malachi Black selling it, and still Sting in the ring. Darby Allin just runs in there and just kind of like it looks like he if it was a multi-man match, it's like he sneak pinned Malachi Black in front of Sting's face, kind of. Yeah. But other than that, I thought it was pretty decent match, pretty decent multi-man match. Considering I don't want to say considering Sting is in it, right? But Sting is 60 plus, so being able to still go and not be like everyone's carrying you, even though it's more the tag matches. Yeah.
Like I don't know. Just for me, I feel like if the ending needed more of like an impactful move rather than like a sort of cheeky roll up. Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah. Maybe the order of this card should have been slightly different. Like if this was towards the beginning, and then that trios match was towards this section of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but anyway,
different.
Yeah. All right. So, the AEW World Title match: CM Punk versus Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley being the unified champion.
Yeah.
I like this. This is I like this match actually.
Really?
Yeah. I like they started hard and Moxley took a GTS right away, and then towards the end, and they were basically just brawling each other through the entire thing. And he took Moxley took a GTS, and then he kind of, but because they're both exhausted, Moxley took a GTS, rebounded off the ropes while Punk was laying down on his knees because he just used his limit break, right?
Yeah.
And then when Moxley flopped over, he flopped over on Punk's shoulders, and Punk's like, smirk at the camera because another GTS is coming.
Yeah.
Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, he didn't Moxley was good in defeat is mainly all you can ask for, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't like this match
at all.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Mainly because of the winner as well was one of the reasons why I didn't like it. It's just like.
Yeah. Fair, yeah. Well, okay. Outside of the context of whether you like CM Punk or not, right?
No, it's because of. I'll tell you why. Because of
AEW. To be honest, yeah. Go on.
They've built up Mox for nearly last 6 or 7 months. It's this unstoppable monster.
Yeah.
And it would take a gun to kill, to put him down.
Yeah.
And then, so 2 weeks ago, whatever, he beat CM Punk in was it 3 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And then this time he just, I don't know.
I would have preferred, you're right, it would have made more sense to me if Mox won this, right?
Yeah.
It's because CM Punk did. Neither, both guys could have lost and they'd been fine, right? But he just unified the titles.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it made less sense for Mox to lose.
Yeah. What was the point of him winning in the first place then?
Yeah, exactly. You might have just held up this match for the actual unification match.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't just give me a sour taste. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. But no, I like maybe watch it again, but it was a good scrap, a good fight.
Yeah.
And not necessarily, it was more of a brawling, fighting, wrestling, intense kind of brawl rather than a genuine wrestling match, if you know what I mean. They were going at it.
Yeah.
Safely, of course, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because they actually get along, right?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after Punk wins, then the lights go out. You hear a voiceover from Tony Khan talking to someone on the phone saying, "Look, this is the last chance. I'm going to give you one more chance to talk with me. I'm going to pay you X amount of money because you're causing problems. So if you don't turn up as the Joker in the thingamajig match, the Casino Royale match, then don't ever try to contact us again or something like that, right?
Something convoluted. Yeah.
And then so the guy from the Joker from the beginning, he's there on the screen, turns around to takes off his mask. You see his nicely coiffed hair. Then he puts on the crisscross Scottish looking scarf.
Yeah. Oh,
he's not Scottish, scarf, but the weave, right? The beige one.
Yeah, Burberry.
And everyone knows who it is already. MJF then turns around and then he walks to the ring, right? He walks at the entrance, right? And they cheer him. Of course. Yeah. And then he points at CM Punk for the title, and then the show goes. Show closes. Show finishes. Yeah. Yeah. So overall, you're saying a decent show, or would you say
decent? It's probably my least favorite AEW pay-per-view I've seen out of all the ones they've had.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
If I was to say, I mean, I'd say to you, because you haven't seen this, watch the Ishii versus Kingston match.
Yeah.
Other matches on the main card, I'd say watch the trios tag title match, the actual tag title match. I'd say the main event, but you're saying skip it.
Yeah, because it's pointless. Okay. To me, personally, it's pointless.
And the Jericho versus Bryan Danielson match.
Yeah.
So we agree on most things, and we don't agree on the main event, yeah?
Yeah, main event is...
And I'm not saying that CM Punk should have won, because he didn't need to win either.
No.
Right? Unless it's going somewhere, of course. But it's just like, why lose it and then win it? And then why even have Jon Moxley as interim? If that was the point. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed weird and broken.
Yeah. Could have done all that without them having the match 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Could have just literally done that today. It'd be fine.
No. So they could have done the match. They could have hyped up that match that's starting, right? And then CM Punk throws a kick, his leg hurts, blah blah blah, right? Referee stoppage.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's it called when it's referee stoppage? Not a no contest. Called it no contest. And then well, you could have had, right? Referee's going to call it a no contest. Jon Moxley pushes her off, goes to give him the double death riders or whatever, and the referee's like, not disqualification, but this is no contest already. The match already is over. And then you could have went into it this way, Where CM Punk basically got defeated so badly, he's like, I feel like a nobody. He could have done the same similar speech without having to lose.
Yep. But then, I don't know, just because all that was in Chicago, they thought, hey, because he's from Chicago, everyone loves him, we'll do it this way. But then, if you listen to the crowd, they weren't really happy about him winning. I was like,
well, they actually started cheering Mox as well.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, okay. Your plan's kind of backfired. But...
Well, no, I mean, he didn't get the superhero welcome that he was expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, the definitive 100% cheer. Yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't know. And then everything that sort of happens afterwards, like, kind of overshadows the big MJF return.
Okay, do you want to give a quick lowdown?
Lowdown.
Yeah, because you brought it up. I was gonna not bring it up because I was not, because I didn't. First of all, I didn't know if we were gonna go speak about that stuff, and secondly, you're like, but this is the pay-per-view. But then this affects everything afterwards. So go ahead. Yeah.
So basically, afterwards, they had a press scrum, and CM Punk just basically went off, calling all the EVPs stupid children, other profanities I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
Started saying personal things about Colt Cabana. Hangman Page, and
kind of unprompted as well. Someone asked him a question, and all he had to do about Colt Cabana, and all he had to do was just say,
no comment.
Look at Tony Khan and say, Tony, here's a question for you to answer.
Yeah, that's all it could have been.
Because at the end of the day, he's making the decisions, right?
Yeah.
And then like you said, he went off about, I have nothing to do with Colt Cabana getting busted down or anything like that, even though we don't get along. In fact. And then he starts to go other people, and he's like, Punk, you're just being obnoxious. You got to...
The time and place.
Yeah, exactly. Even if there isn't a time and place by that point, because he's like, apologies ain't going to happen now, like, and stuff like that. He just completely burned his bridges, and you're like, you don't come across as the guy who's being the reasonable person here.
Yeah.
At all.
And it makes you come off more of the dick than anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone else knows to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah. So that happened. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So and then there was a fight backstage as well.
Yeah.
CM Punk's like, if anyone has a problem with me, come at me. Yeah.
Then someone did.
And then the Elite basically came at him.
Yeah.
And I read that Kenny Omega got bit.
Yeah, by Ace Steel, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was like, wow. Yeah. And one of the Jacksons got hit by a chair. I was like, what?
Yeah, and a concussion or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, no, man. This is not like how... I wonder what's going to happen. People, look, there needs to be consequences. Especially
they do.
Not to say that the Elite, they are the EVPs, but they don't throw their weight around.
No.
They help other people get over at the beginning of the AEW. So, and they're not booking it around themselves.
No.
So you should have a certain amount of respect for them.
Yeah.
Even if because they're not being selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. But then Punk's a very abrasive person.
Yeah.
And he could have just
could have been a bigger man and just not bothered anything about it.
Yeah, and just be like, look, backstage afterwards, he could have just said, I'm not going to work with you guys, and you're not going to work with me. That's fine, right? We'll just work with the people that in between us. Like if the needs, we got people we do work with and don't work with.
Yeah.
Simple as,
Yeah.
If it's that much of a problem.
Exactly, but no, just
unless of course it was a work all along.
Yeah, but I think if this is a work all along, when it comes out as a work, people are not going to be happy.
Yeah. I think it's just a bit random storyline wise because people are like on the show, Punk's just verbally attacking people that have nothing to do with him storyline wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously the after the event where you're like, okay, I thought it was a sporting show where you talk out of character. Yeah. And then he goes off on one as well. So it's like, well, okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
This guy shouldn't have a live mic. No. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it was. I don't know, just gave me a sour taste for the whole thing, which it shouldn't have. But hey.
Yeah, we'll see how that all ends up because obviously something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Punk just won the title. Not to say he's gonna be a Shawn Michaels and be like, "Well, you can't punish me because I'm the champion," right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
things must be done. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Something has to happen. Otherwise, to be like, well, that means you get a certain point of power and people don't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Even if you insult the people that basically.
You got your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they could just strip him of the title and say, "Well, I'm going to suspend you,"
Yeah. Could just fire him, but
yeah,
I don't know. So yeah, I did. It's gonna sound really weird. I did prefer
the backstage fight. Did you prefer the backstage fight to the actual backstage Punk fight to the actual Punk match?
Yeah, probably even because I didn't see it. Yeah. I do prefer Clash at Castle because I watched that on Saturday. Yeah. That was pretty good. I'll say if you ever get a chance, give it a watch.
I watched the two of those matches.
Yeah.
The Gunther versus Sheamus match, and he hit some low power bombs.
Dude, yeah. I don't know if that was part of the story.
Yeah. Unless it was where he's deliberately hit, like there's a Sheamus got back injury and he's holding those power bombs, he's doing the power bombs deliberately on Sheamus' low back, or unless Sheamus actually does have an upper back injury, in which case he'll try to be safer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That makes sense.
But we don't know, that's speculation. But I like that. They'll just hammering each other.
Hammering the crap out of each other. Yeah. Awesome.
And what's the other match? Oh yeah, the main event. The main event I watched. Yeah. Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I didn't like the kick out of the fingers at the end. Like they hit too many finishes at the end. Yeah. And too many kick outs instantly. Okay, hit finisher, have a break before your pin or something. Otherwise, I feel like they just do finisher pins, kick outs for the cheap pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not good with that. All wrestling companies do that for some dumb reason.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, yeah. I mean, personally, I'd like a finish to be more of a finisher and you kick out at specific, builds.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Aside
from that. You're saying recommend watching Clash at the Castle?
Yeah. It's quite short as well, so yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah.
Also, Dom's heel turn was the best thing ever.
Dom finally turning heel, right?
Yeah. When he kicked Edge in the nuts and then close on his dad.
No, but he's heel turn, but he's separate from Judgment Day, right?
I don't know, because on Raw he appeared with him.
Okay, well clearly he couldn't resist the domination of Rhea Ripley, right?
Yeah, he's living up to his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that'll be us signing off, right?
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the man who comes out to save my friends and starts bleeding out of nowhere. See what I John?
And I am the green person because I'm made out of money. not the She-Hulk, because that's a big thing right now. Carl Charles. And thank you for listening to us review AEW All Out 2022 and briefly talk about Clash of Castle. Did you watch either of those shows? Let us know. What was your favorite matches? Are you still a fan of CM Punk?
Yeah.
Also,
or do you respect? You don't respect the man, but you respect the character, the performer. You know, he's a very derisive guy.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, he is just CM Punk. There's no character.
Yeah, and he doesn't care what other people think, even though he should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Was saying, do you also believe that since Cody left AEW, it's starting to fall apart? Because I believe slightly, but it's still good. I still love AEW. Let us know in the comment section. Drop us an email, a tweet, an Instagram message, and you can do all that, which is with the information provided down below or in the description bit, whatever. And yes, remember, share this with your friends, and if you've got any ideas, let us know. And until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.